In this video, we're going to continue talking about ecosystems, and we're going to discuss the biotic, abiotic types of living things, and we're going to discuss the decomposers, types of animals, and the food chain. Now let's begin. So we said we have two types of ecosystems. We have the aquatic, which is the ecosystem of the water, like fish, whales, okay, and the terrestrial, anything that lives on land. We're going to call it a terrestrial ecosystem. Now, in ecosystems, we have living things and non-living things. Living things like the animals and plants. Non-living things like the water, the heat of the sun, and soil. So, living things, we're going to call them biotic components. Non-living things, we're going to call them abiotic components. What do you mean by biotic components? Like the plants, animals, bacteria, fungus. Abiotic components like water, soil, air, minerals, and light. So the living things, they are the biotic. Non-living things, they are the abiotic. So the types of living things, they are the producers, like the green trees that produce food. Consumers, the animals that eat this food. Decomposers, they decompose the food, they break the food, بيحللوا الفود. Now, producers, they are the green plants. They produce food by a process of photosynthesis. So this is the green plant. It gets the light from the sun, the carbon dioxide from the air, water and minerals from the soil, mix them together and produce glucose and oxygen. Now, the consumers, they are either they eat only plants, or they only eat another animals, or they eat both plants and animals. Now, decomposers, they are living things. What do? They transform the dead plants and animals into mineral salts that are consumed by plants. So these worms or these ants, they decompose. بيحللوا what? Dead animals and dead plants. يعني الplants الميتة والanimals اللي ميتة. Now, as you can see, the decomposers كيف بيحللوا, how they decompose these fruits, or as you can see, this trunk. Now, the decomposers, they are the worm, the mushroom, the insects, the bacteria. These are types of decomposers. Now, what happens usually if we have a plant? It gets a little bit old, it dies. When it dies, the worms or the bacteria or the decomposers found in the soil, they decompose it, بيحللوها. Then they become what? They become nutrients in the soil. بيصيروا مثل nutrients بقلب الsoil. Then the tree, another tree, is going to use this nutrient from the soil to grow up and then get older, then die, then get decomposed by other insects or decomposers. Now, types of animals, we have the herbivores, they eat only grass, green plants. The carnivores, they eat only other animals. And the omnivores, they eat both plants and animals. Like the bear, it eats, for example, apples, and it eats fish. Now, the food chain. In the food chain, it is the transfer of food from producers, يعني the green plants, to consumers اللي هن animals. So the producer is this apple tree, the consumer is this mouse, it's going to eat the apple. Then another consumer, which is the owl, it's going to eat the mouse. So in the food chain, we are always beginning with a green plant, then a herbivore, which is an animal that eats only green plants, then a carnivore. Okay, it's going to eat the herbivore, then another carnivore, it's going to eat the first carnivore. So, example, we have the flower over here. it's going to be the producer, then another consumer is going to eat it, which is the caterpillar. Then the frog is going to eat the caterpillar, then the snake will eat the frog, then the owl is going to eat the snake. So this is a food chain. Again, another food chain, we have this apple tree. The deer is going to eat the tree, and the lion is going to eat the deer. Now going to the website that now you already know, okay, you're going to press on the link, and over here you're going to have the notes. Okay, please write these notes on your copybooks. Then you go down, you're going to have the homework. So the first question says classify the given animals according to their food habits. So we have over here the animal and the menu. The menu means what do they usually eat. Okay, so grasshoppers, they usually eat plants. Caterpillars, they usually eat plants. So you're looking at these animals to classify them whether they are herbivores, carnivores, or omnivores. Then you're going to construct from these 3 different food chains. Okay, then they said pick out the names of living things that feed on remains of all animals. Remains يعني بواقي. Okay, so then to what group of living things do they belong? لشو بينتموا? Are they consumers, producers, or decomposers? Then explain what might happen if all plants disappear. إذا كل plants راح, what will happen? If all the producers disappear, what will happen? After that, after you finish solving this and sending it to us, another task you have is you have to press on interactive worksheet and you have to solve it. In the interactive worksheet, again, you have to write the name and the school. Then over here, you have to solve this. It's a very nice game. You have to pick up the picture. So this is a rock, for example. Is it biotic or abiotic? It is abiotic. You put it over here. Tab, this, it's a rabbit. Is it biotic or abiotic? It's biotic. Then you go down. You have another game. Over here, again, this snake, choose, is it biotic or abiotic? Okay, so this is biotic, and so on. Thank you and have a nice day.